these officers are doing a tremendous job. They're great patriots. If you expose them because of, statements like have been made by Democrats and others on the left, usually, mostly, I think probably exclusively, you put them in great danger, tremendous danger.
President Trump on ICE agents being attacked and shot at by Democrats and their illegal alien gang member pals who are all dating their daughters. I think at this point you don't want to be the daughter of a Democrat of any kind. The kids are out getting tattoos. Hey, that's a nice MS-13 tattoo you've gotten there, Lydia. I didn't know 9-year-olds could get tattoos. Or get sex change treatments. The British, they banned that whole children getting hormonal treatments to change their... In the UK, famous for cross-dressing and buggery, as everyone knows. And they banned it there, but the Democrats, they're going to fight hammer and sickle to the bloody end for child genital mutilation. They're not normal people, are they? Well, a very good and happy Friday to you, and welcome back once again. We continue to be reached at 888-630-9625. In California, speaking of illegal aliens with tattoos and gang members and all that good stuff, kind of a remarkable story out of California. The headline from Euronews, ICE agents clash with protesters. Actually, protesters clashed with ICE agents is how they got that backward right out of the gate during raids at farm in California. Oh, is this the marijuana farm with the illegal alien child labor? Is that what we're... And it is. And the Democrats, they like child labor and child genital mutilation. I think we should keep them away from the kids. And we should keep them away from the guns, too. Yeah, there was tear gas, there was smoke bombs, lots of federal agents being attacked by a large mob of either illegal alien gang members from hell or just from the mainstream of the Democrat Party. Really, what's the difference? There isn't much of a difference. Remarkable. The Fox News people have a different headline. Their headline is not quite like the Euronews. Immigration operation at California cannabis farms, plural, cannabis farms. And I used to go there when I lived in Santa Barbara. I would drive through the farm fields in Camarillo with some frequency, some regularity, often to go to Point Mugu, the naval base along the coast there, where Ronald Reagan would come in and out of there on Air Force One. And you drive through there, and it smelled like, I'll just say fertilizer. It smelled like fertilizer. They had, what do they call that? Humus. I think they call it humus, a liquid fertilizer, and it smells like fertilizer. And drive through those big farm fields. Now they're cannabis fields because the Democrats are making everything better, and the kids are going nowhere. Well, their genitals might be going someplace, but the kids are going nowhere. So immigration operation, that is illegal aliens, that the Democrats defend to the end because they love slavery and illegal aliens. Immigration operation at California cannabis farms, plural, leads to clash between federal agents and protesters. It's they're rioters and they're violent criminals attacking federal agents, just like elected Democrats in Congress and the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, and, Democrats. So protesters clash with authorities using tear gas and smoke bombs at state-licensed cannabis sites. State-licensed cannabis sites. And here's the thing. They found illegal alien children there being used as labor in California and the United States because, Gavin Newsom wants to be president. President of what? We don't know. Maybe president of the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico. Soon we're going to have bodies hanging upside down under bridges because that's what you see where the cartels rule the roost. And the Democrat Party, they're in bed, all lubed up with the Sinaloa cartel and the other cartels. Multiple agents arrived at the Glass House Farms, and they were throwing rocks. Did you notice that? They were throwing a lot of rocks at the agents, and they're from the Glass House Farms. See, they're not Americans. They don't have American traditions. They don't understand that people in Glass House Farms shouldn't throw rocks. A state-licensed cannabis facility, that's marijuana, which is considered illegal under federal law, and that's in Camarillo, California, near Point Mugu. Federal authorities had a warrant for illegal employees, and the Democrats love to yell that you can't arrest people and you can't deport people, and gang members should move in with your daughter and shower with children in junior high school. And the Democrat Party is mentally ill and criminally insane, violent, and dangerous. Another raid also occurred at another Glass House farm in Carpinteria. Carpinteria, it's Carp. That's all this bit south of Santa Barbara, where I lived for 7 years. And it was a lot better then because the communists had not come in with the stated intent of destroying the country by fundamentally transforming it into a third world beep hole. But that's the Democrats. People were seen confronting the agents who used tear gas and smoke bombs. Confronting is a euphemism. Federal personnel used tear gas to push back protesters, rioters, violently assaulting federal agents who arrived on the scene after getting word of the raid. Now, wait a minute. They used tear gas, smoke bombs. Federal personnel used to push back the protesters who arrived to the scene after getting word. So the word went out that there was an illegal alien immigration raid, and the Democrats fanned the flames, and they shook the bushes, and all the illegals came out and attacked the federal agents. Military helicopters were also seen flying low. The Democrats are turning our country into a third world hellhole, and they're creating a civil war in our country involving foreign gangs and cartels. And the Democrats are in bed with the foreign gangs and cartels. That's not hyperbolic. That is not. That's just true. That's what the Democrat Party is. So military helicopters and federal police with helmets and rifles and body armor and camouflage being attacked by an army of illegal aliens using illegal alien children at the marijuana farms in California. We are Mexico. Oh, Mexico. Never really been, and I don't want to go. So a maneuver of the military helicopters flying low, a maneuver generally used to flush out people in hiding. It's becoming increasingly apparent that the actions taken by ICE are bold and aggressive, demonstrating, listen to this now, insensitivity toward the, she says towards, not toward, the direct impact on our community. Your community is an army of illegal alien drug traffickers. Your community ought to be in Sinaloa with the Sinaloa cartel. That's Louise MacArthur, the mayor of nearby Oxnard, and she's a Democrat. She said that in a social media post. These actions are causing unnecessary distress and harm. Yeah, so is putting mass murderers in prison, but only to mass murderers. I remain committed to working alongside our Attorney General, who's a communist in California, and the governor's office to explore potential legal avenues to address these activities. You mean to defend the Sinaloa cartel, the marijuana industry, and the use of illegal alien child labor with no labor standards of any kind, obviously. This is why they love communist China, too, where they abuse children. They make your Nike shoes so that LeBron James can buy the fuel for his Gulfstream jet and his helicopter wherever he goes. You know, but slavery is good when it puts money in your pocket, as LeBron James believes. Footage captured by the news outlet shows several people being detained. They're being detained. Oh, no, the poor people, they're being detained. They're illegal aliens attacking in a cloud of tear gas, attacking federal agents while working on a marijuana farm using illegal alien child labor, which is illegal. It's illegal all over the place. Remember, illegal immigration is illegal. The Democrats don't believe that. The Democrats are on the side of whatever is illegal. U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, Bill Essay, I know how to pronounce it. It's Essayli, said the FBI has offered a $50,000 award. And they said award, not reward. It's an award. Maybe you get a trophy with it, too. $50,000 award for information leading to the conviction of an unknown suspect who appeared to be firing a pistol at federal law enforcement officers in Camarillo. The Democrats are out there firing rifles, combat-style assault rifles at federal law enforcement. Democrat members of Congress are violently attacking federal law enforcement on behalf of illegal alien gang members, drug traffickers, child sex traffickers, human traffickers, the people that lead to tens of thousands of American deaths in the United States every year. The Democrats are fighting for more of that and more shooting at federal law enforcement, more helicopters. It looks like a third world country in the middle of a civil war, and the Democrat Party is 100% responsible for this. Joe Biden and that gang that he runs with, you know how they are. Isn't that amazing? Just the shooting occurred on July 10th of 2025. That's yesterday at approximately 2:26 p.m. Approximately, they don't have the seconds there, just approximately 2:26 on Laguna Road between Wood Road and Las Posas Road. Yeah, I've driven on Las Posas Road many times. 4 people were transported to the hospital. The Ventura County Fire Department said 3 additional people were treated at the scene without being transported to the hospital. Fox Los Angeles reported. Sure. U.S. Representative radical extremist Salud Carbajal, representative, U.S. representative from California, said he went to the scene of the raid in Carpinteria, saying 50 ICE agents arrived at the farm. Yeah, that's because you guys have created combat zones everywhere, you Democrats. And what did Carbajal say? This is deplorable. This should not be happening on our soil. Yeah, you're right. They're all here illegally, you moron. And we shouldn't have pot farms in California where illegal aliens and child labor are being used to grow pot so the kids can get stoned so they can shoot at cops. This is the Democrat Party for you. Individuals dressed like military personnel on our soil. What? Now, these are the federal law enforcement he's talking about. This guy's a Democrat member of Congress, and he should be expelled from Congress. We don't do that in America. Well, we do now because of you, Carbajal. This was overkill. This was ridiculous. This was a bunch of crap, he said. This guy ought to be expelled from Congress this afternoon. They should start articles of whatever you need to do to remove him. I think you do a special election, and let's have this guy. We'll catapult him over the border at Tijuana. He can land in a whorehouse with, his relatives, I think. Thursday's raid, one of many that have happened in Southern California, much to the anger of local and state Democratic officials. Just Democratic officials, because they're an ongoing criminal enterprise. They're called the Democrat Party. Earlier this week, immigration authorities were in MacArthur Park in Los Angeles, which is not just a bad song, but also a place where illegal aliens meet to sell drugs and fake IDs to illegal aliens. And immigration was conducting raids in MacArthur Park where someone left the cake out in the rain. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, also known as Big Mouth Bass, she's known because she talks a lot, so she's known as Big Mouth Bass. And she kind of looks like a fish. That's true too. In California, Gavin Newsom condemned the operation, because enforcing the law in California is against the law, and American sovereignty is against the law in California because Democrats and the Trump administration, they condemned the Trump administration and ICE because they haven't demonized them enough, because there haven't been enough Democrats shooting and illegal aliens, and the cross-dressing transgender illegal aliens. Well, those were in Texas. They weren't even illegal aliens. They were just cross-dressing Democrats who formed a band of 12 and attacked with multiple combat-style assault rifles. At what point is the Democrat Party waging their second civil war against the United States of America? The Democrats, just amazing. Kids running from tear gas, crying on the phone. Wait a minute, the illegal alien kids that are being used as illegal child labor are on the phone in Camarillo because their mother was just taken from the fields where she was illegally being paid illegally, hired illegally by the landowners. That's what the governor said, kids running from tear gas. Why are there kids in the pot fields, illegal alien underage kids working as laborers? And this is what the Democrat Party has done. Ungala bungala. Remember when Barack Obama said the fundamental transformation of America, and we all better learn Spanish because they've got, new slavery and it's illegal aliens. Gavin Newsom said, Trump calls me new scum, but he's the real scum. And then he started shooting federal agents with a rifle from a rooftop. All right, I made up the last sentence, but only the last sentence. Man, I've got the response from Customs and Border Protection coming up.
Instead of worrying about whether immigrants can learn English, they'll learn English. You need to make sure your child can speak Spanish.
Chris here with a list of things that none of us should trust. The Washington Post, the New York Times, anything on CNN. Here's a list of things that I do trust. The Washington Times. Support real journalism for just $1 a week at washingtontimes.com/Chris. Ah, yes. The Democrats. They're quite unwell. Very, very unwell. They love attacking Stephen Miller in the Trump White House, too. They're very unwell. But the head of Customs and Border Protection, the commissioner, Rodney Scott, said, here's some breaking news. 10 juveniles were found at this marijuana facility, all illegal aliens, 8 of them unaccompanied. It's now under investigation for child labor violations. And the Democrats will fight you hammer and sickle. Hammer and claw. They're on the side of crime and criminality, and as long as it's anti-American and bad for America and for civilization, then the left is for it. All right, let us take a phone call, Michael. Let us go to Gene calling from Youngstown, Ohio. Gino, you're on the Chris Plante Show.
Good morning, Chris. Thank you for this opportunity. And first, I just want to say I drive while I'm listening to you. I'm working. I'm driving my courier, but I got to be careful because sometimes you just make me laugh so hard, I almost run off the road. But anyway,
well, you got to be careful out there. We don't want any crashing. Just laughing.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. Yeah, the other day it was like the Fruit of the Loom frappe that you said Democrats were making with their genitals. Anyway, our Democrats basically going to eventually all self-immolate because with all the devil stuff they're doing, the debauchery and the crookery and everything else, aren't they on the road to hell? Eventually they're going to burn.
Well, eventually I'd say that's a guarantee, but just when is the question. We actually... we're talking today about the Democrat that self-immolated at the Israeli embassy. So many Democrats have self-immolated, it's hard to keep track. But Aaron Bushnell screaming, Palestine will be free while he set himself on fire. Perfectly mainstream Democrat. That's a Democrat. He was in the Air Force when he self-immolated. Pretty amazing stuff. Are they going to self-immolate? Maybe they should have an after-school Satan club, which they do across the country. Maybe a gang self-immolation. So the governor of California, who's pro-crime, pro-illegal alien, pro-marijuana farm, pro-child illegal alien labor, and he is all those things, is lashing out and attacking Trump and law enforcement and sovereignties, attacking sovereignty. And he paid, the president is the real scum. And that's true. Trump calls him new scum. It's one of his nicknames. And that's the nickname for Mr. Hair Gel. But now here's the video posted by the governor of California in defense of illegal alien, drug traffickers, child sex traffickers, human smugglers. Joe Biden may still be the biggest human trafficker in the history of the world. But you think Kubla Khan took 20 million people from one place to another? I don't think so. But here's what Newsom posted on I call it X. So the illegal aliens give a Democratic car horn, and this is what you get. And the police are raiding because of all the illegal aliens, do not run. It's illegal to hire them. It's illegal to be in the country illegally.
They took your mom?
They took your mom. Who's that? Somebody shooting video for Newscom, I think. Yeah. They're fine with the child labor and the unattended. There are no parents there for 8 of the 10 child illegal alien laborers that they found there because, and of course you remember that Joe Biden's administration lost several 100,000 illegal alien children that they scattered around the country. Then they said, well, we didn't really check on them. We don't care. We wish that we had aborted them. That's pretty amazing stuff. Instead of supporting the businesses and workers that drive our economy and way of life, Stephen Miller's tactics evoke chaos, fear, and terror within our communities at every turn. This is what Gavin Newsom wrote. Now, that's pretty amazing stuff because it's actually you that have created, you Democrats, Joe Biden and the governor of California, Newsom, and, your friends in the human trafficking business and the drug trafficking business and the open border business because you like your slave labor, and child slave labor is just part of the process. So just amazing. And then they're still attacking Stephen Miller. These people really have mental problems, big mental problems. And their mental problems lead to murder and rape and chaos. And also, they say that it's instead of supporting the businesses and workers, that's the pot growers and illegal aliens. That's what he's talking about. The pot growers and illegal aliens supporting our businesses and workers. You need like the liberal to English translation dictionary for this one, that drive our economy. Growing pot in California with illegal alien child labor. That's what drives your economy and our economy in the United States, because that's what the Democrat governor, who wants to be president, the governor of California, is saying. And then at Miller's direction, he has no idea that Stephen Miller has ever even uttered a word about any of this in a meaningful way. At Miller's direction, Trump's agents, those are U.S. federal law enforcement agents, continue to detain U.S. citizens. There are no U.S. citizens being detained by ICE. This is another giant lie talking point of the Democrat Party. But they live by the axiom that was laid out for them by the propagandists for the Socialist Workers' Party in Germany in the 1930s and 40s. And that is, a lie told once remains a lie. A lie told 1,000 times becomes the truth. And the Democrat Party is the lie told 1,000 times. They're going to be back to the bullwhip and the plantation in no time, just like the Democrats of the old days. At Miller's direction, Newsom said, Trump's agents continue to detain U.S. citizens and racially profile Americans. When he says Americans, he means illegal aliens from any hellhole anywhere in the world. That's his definition of Americans. Ripping families apart. I'm sorry. You know that Barack Obama was the deporter-in-chief, and Barack Obama deported many, many more times, not just more illegal aliens, but multiple times the number of illegal aliens Barack Obama did than Donald Trump has, including his first term in office, but never mind that. Ripping families apart. You guys are the most anti-family party since the Soviet Union fell. And disappearing parents. They love to use that third world banana republic language because they're projecting their own sensibilities. They're basically communists, these people. They're polished, wealthy communists who are here to destroy the world. Disappearing parents and workers, using the Soviet lexicon, into cruel federal detention centers. I remember when Barack Obama threw those children in the chain link fence cages, and then they blamed Trump for it until it was established perfectly that all those photos were taken while Barack Obama was the deporter-in-chief. They couldn't be bigger hypocrites if they set out to become bigger hypocrites. So the cruel federal detention centers to meet their self-imposed arrest quotas. There are no arrest quotas. They're enforcing the law of the United States of America, but the Democrat Party is 100% against that. And they will shoot you if you're a federal law enforcement agent. And then when a Democrat shoots you, a cross-dressing transgender member of a gang of 12 that targeted an ICE detention facility in Texas, shot one federal agent in the neck with a rifle while attacking. It's amazing they weren't all gunned down and killed, But that'll come soon enough, and then the Democrats will blame the police, as they're doing right now. You know, you guys waved in the illegal aliens, the illegal alien children. You guys green-lighted the pot farms, the marijuana farms. And then when the law is being enforced, then you attack law enforcement because you're third world tree dwellers. Honestly. Man, oh, Manischewitz, isn't it amazing? The Democrat mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, has demanded that the federal government end such operations in the city. This in Camarillo and Carpinteria. That's not Los Angeles. So, but they are raiding in MacArthur Park, where someone left a cake out in the rain. Los Angeles and 8 other cities have sued the Trump administration, calling the tactics used by federal agents unconstitutional. I think Big Mouth Bass is unconstitutional. Her very existence is unconstitutional. They love to call everything unconstitutional. And the news media, because they're just no good. Our news media is just no good. The news media never said, when a Democrat pounds the table and says, it's unconstitutional, everything, Trump had a sandwich at lunch, and that's unconstitutional. He rode Air Force One today, and that's unconstitutional. Just amazing. And no reporter ever says, well, what is it that he's doing that's unconstitutional? Because that would stump them. That would end the conversation right there. Nothing is unconstitutional about federal law enforcement enforcing federal law as passed by Congress, even in California. Although we should talk about California leaving the Union. And then the Chinese could invade it, and we'll get on to the next phase of human history. Amazing stuff. So they're suing Los Angeles and 8 other Democrat lunatic cities that want more murder and more crime. They've sued the Trump administration, saying something is, and then in the news media, just the word unconstitutional is in quotation marks, arguing that they're being used to instill fear rather than to protect the public. That still wouldn't make it unconstitutional, but you first of all, you just made that up. They're just doing it to instill fear. And they're saying they're targeting brown people because they wish more illegal aliens were Scandinavian. German, maybe. We need some Swedish illegal aliens here. Man, oh, Manischewitz, I am telling you. Oh, speaking of which, they're more anti-Semitic than ever, too. The Democrat Party. Truly amazing. And I've got a great deal more for you outside of California. Columbia University protester and jihadi and genocidal, Jew-hater, genocidal anti-Semite Mahmoud Khalil, who the Democrats want to date their daughters. Mahmoud Khalil files $20 million lawsuit against Trump administration. The Associated Press is very excited. They're there with Mahmoud Khalil, who wants to wipe Israel off the face of the earth and declare global intifada, which is to say global jihad, armed warfare against the Jews from the river to the sea. And that the Democrat Party will put on their armbands and defend that to the death. They're going to choke to death, hanging themselves in a closet. It's autoerotic asphyxiation. The Democrats love that. It's one of their recreational pursuits. Pretty amazing stuff. Yeah, so Mahmoud Khalil, another hero of the Democrat Party, just like Luigi Mangione. He's just amazing stuff. And we were talking about it today, Michael Piercy and I. And from the river to the sea means wipe Israel off the face of the earth, the only Jewish state. And global intifada means hunt down Jews wherever they are on the planet and shoot them with rifles, blow them up, suicide attacks, all the usual jihad stuff. And he lied, Mahmoud Khalil, on his application for a student visa to go to Columbia University, Ivy League. And he's inciting this Nazi-style anti-Semitism. And then he has the temerity to go around calling other people fascists, which is kind of funny. Also, did you see the Democrat, teachers union, right? Was it the teachers union? Screaming about the terrible Republicans and calling them fascists. And they misspelled the word fascist. And they're teaching the next generation. We might be doomed, but I think we can save ourselves. Isn't that amazing? Also, a beautiful, wonderful story. I want to get back to that Mahmoud Khalil story. Also, President Trump has found a brilliant solution to the Democrats want eternal war because the left loves death more than you love life. They've stolen Al-Qaeda's slogan. Their al-Qaeda slogan was, "We love death more than you love life." Now the Democrats love death more than you love life. The pro-life party, they're the pro-death party. But they want eternal war in Europe and in the Middle East. And the left, there was no war in Europe when Trump was president first time around, no war in the Middle East when Trump was president. In fact, he got 3 peace agreements between Arab states and Arab nations and Israel. But never mind that. No Nobel Peace Prize for you. That goes to Barack Obama. And because of melanin levels. But Donald Trump has said, okay, we'll get weapons to Europe, but I don't want the U.S. being stuck with the bill. So he's come up with an ingenious solution, just wonderful. And I want to share this with you, too. Donald Trump has said, we're going to send the weapons to NATO. Our NATO allies will buy the weapons from us. So they're buying from us. We get paid for them. Then our NATO allies can move the weapons to Ukraine after they've paid for them, since the war's in their backyard again. How many of your problems do we have to solve for how many centuries? And this is just ingenious. I think it's wonderful. Great. Man, oh, Manischewitz. That's what I'm telling you. All right, let us go to a telephone call, Michael. Let's go to Jerry calling from the great state of Mississippi. Jerry, you're on the Chris Plante Show.
Well, thank you for saying the great state of Mississippi, because that's what I told your call screener.
Excellent. I did not know that.
Mississippi.
That's great.
I'm retired here, Chris. I'm a native Californian, and Nancy Pelosi, Barbara Boxer, there were 2 more. Some 30 plus years ago is the reason I still follow politics today.
Yeah. And
I'm looking at this guy. And, man, brother, I'm telling you right now, my heart bleeds for California. That is the most beautiful state. I grew up in what I can only explain as the last of the Reagan era. California had good Democrats, good Republicans. Honestly, I think when Schwarzenegger came in is when it all turned.
Yeah.
And the illegals started flooding in, and then they asked Schwarzenegger, hey, what do you think about all these illegals? And Schwarzenegger said, and I quote, "I'm glad they're here. I'm glad they get to use these resources." Look it up.
Wow. I believe
that was the beginning, my friend. I left California not long after that when they reelected Jerry Brown.
Right.
I mean, I said, okay, I got to leave now.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And I don't know what to think anymore, my friend. These people want civil war. They want to play cowboys and Indians. Do you really want to play cowboys and Indians again?
Right.
Really?
Yeah, they started the first Civil War to protect the right to have slaves on their plantations and bullwhips and raping children. And now, what are they defending? Cheap, illegal foreign labor, which is kind of the 21st century version of slavery. And they abuse them and use them and toss them aside. And then they lecture us and call us fascists and Nazis for enforcing the existing laws as passed by Congress.
And let me add this real quick. When I grew up, we had lots of migrant farm workers. I grew up in the San Joaquin Valley, Northern California.
Yeah.
They brought them in the bus loads during harvest, during planting.
Yep.
They have housing for them. I grew up with their kids, man. You ever been to a quinceañera? It's the best. It's the best thing on the planet.
Yeah, the 15-year-old kids. The girls being
really
celebrated.
Yes, sir. Or even a wedding. My gosh. But anyway, you want to find out who's really angry about this illegal immigration stuff? Talk to the legal migrants in California who have worked their butts off to, and then Nancy Pelosi came up with that Delta smelt thing, and I watched generations of farmers lose everything they had.
Yeah, cut off water to the Central Valley, which was used to grow their crops because they had to save a 1-inch fish that, of which there are hundreds of billions. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi and just amazing stuff. Yeah, and you're right. The people are wonderful, and we had these guest worker programs. We called them for generations, right, Jerry, in California and across the country. And in at harvest time, people are waved into the country from points south, and they're paid, and they stay for a period of time. They collect their money, then they go home every year. It happened forever. And we pretend that never happened.
Well, thank you for your time, Chris, and hopefully, man, California can straighten out. I would love to see my home state before I die, but I'm not going back there until they figure some stuff out.
Yeah. Well, as you know, I lived in Santa Barbara for 7 years, and there were great years, and California and Santa Barbara were great, and Camarillo and Carpinteria, and Los Angeles and the mountains, and you have beautiful place, and guest worker programs, and the Democrats, the left, and that's the Democrat Party. They've blown everything up, and now they're daring us to rebuild it. And if you're looking for the fascists in this discussion, I can point you to them. We've got a great deal of Democrat Party crazy going on, and they just can't stop themselves. They're very, very, very unwell. Let's go to the telephones again, Michael. Let's go to Chris, calling from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Christopher, you're on the Chris Plante Show.
Buenos dias, Senor Plante.
Buenos dias, senor.
I've got a great idea for how President Trump can put the kibosh on all that crap in Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
He needs to get in touch with Newsom and Bass, saying, you get that city together, or we're relocating the Olympics to a safer place.
The 2028 Olympics scheduled to take place in Los Angeles, California, and all around. And that is kind of a fun thought, I've got to say, Chris. These guys want to play hardball with absolutely everything, and their rhetoric is leading to people being shot and blood. And I told the story earlier this week, Chris, about how the Democrat members of the House said they go out and they talk to their voters, and their voters want blood. Their voters want their members of Congress to be willing to go out and get shot for illegal aliens.
I want blood!
Blood. They want blood. This is what the Democrats are saying. That they've gone crazy. And, Chris, I think your idea is a great idea. So pull the 2028 Olympics and relocate. Now, they're doubtless already building stadiums and stuff, but, that just gives you more leverage, doesn't it, Chris?
Just bring it on to Tennessee. We're happy to have it, and we can build fast.
I like it. That is great. And I believe that. I don't doubt that for a second.